Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, this is a much more serious video than I normally do. I don't even know if I'll get through what I want to say on the video, but we'll see. It's a trigger warning. I'm talking about teenage depression and suicidal thoughts and suicide. And it's prompted by me reading and finishing End of Watch by Stephen King. I'll talk about why in a second, but I just want to start off by saying that I'm not going to talk about this particular thing now I'm just about to tell you about, but I have got a video scheduled up that I videoed a while ago towards the end of the year where I talk about my own experience with this, my own experience with my own depression as a teenager, and it's all wrapped up in a video that was going to be my first point of discussion about Charles Bukowski, because I've got a very specific connection to his work because of when I was a teenager, and I talk about it quite honestly and starkly in the video. I'm not going to do that here because ultimately I don't want to repeat myself, and it's there ready to go. And I wanted to just do that video because I was going to talk about Bukowski more after that video. I was going to look again at his work, which I've already kind of been doing, which is interesting because it's very different as an older man than when I first read his stuff. But I wanted to do that video first to get that up, to kind of get that going. So that's the thing anyway. So I do talk about my own personal experience with depression and other things in that video. But that whole subject has reared its head again because of this book, End of Watch, by Stephen King. So I'm reading this as part of the All About Holly event. So the event was started by Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, Jess from Bad is Rad, and Al from Big Hard Books and Classics. The three of them thought about doing an event where we read all 6 books by Stephen King that Holly Gibney is featured. And this is the third part of a trilogy that's really good. I really liked it. But this is quite different, and it's got a different it's very different in style to the other two as well, I'd say. But the big point here that's making me do this video is the subject matter and the way the crime in the book is played out is based around teenage depression and teenage suicide. So the villain of the book is all about revenge, and the revenge that he seeks is going to be done through encouraging suicide. So it's a very dark matter, and Stephen King is not doing it cynically, because I think it's pretty good, pretty awesome, that there's an author's note at the back where he talks about the subject. He talks about the fact that teenage suicide is a major problem. And I'll tell you what, I'll read what he says. One last thing, End of Watch is fiction, but the high rate of suicide, both in the United States and in many other countries where my books are read, is all too real. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline number given in this book is also real. It's 1-800-273-TALK. If you are feeling poopy, as Holly Gibney would say, give them a call, because things can get better, and if you give them a chance, they usually do. That's so important, and this massive problem needs to be solved by people talking to each other, being open to each other, being there for each other, making sure that if there's any signs that you see in your friends or the people that you work with or people in your family that need your support, you give it to them and you make sure that they know that you love them. I'll see how far I can get on this next bit. If you know my channel at all, you know that I'm a teacher, and this is getting harder, where the number of students with depression and suicidal thoughts is increasing. Over time, it's been quite dramatic increase, and I don't want to talk too reveal too much, whatever. It's too personal a thing for the people I'm talking about. But 3 years ago, one of my students did commit suicide, and we've never got over it. It's a tough situation. And it's made me even more acutely aware of the students that are suffering from that kind of thing. It was done during a holiday. So every time we have a holiday now, I panic about some of the students that I know that are going through those kinds of things. And it's just that, I just thought, bouncing off this and King's words in the back of the book about the hotline. These hotlines are really important. They can be a lifeline. Genuinely can save lives. They do save lives. But what also saves lives is just being there for each other. So you cannot underestimate how important it can be just to talk, not necessarily about the situation, but just to talk to someone who might be feeling like that, and let them appreciate themselves or life or their relationships in a way that they wouldn't if they weren't having that conversation. It's so important. The only thing that can stop suicide temporarily until that person gets into a different mindset, which does happen, but temporarily, the thing that can keep that person alive until that thing happens is the influence of other people, the influence of people that love them, the people that around them, and their company, their attention, their care. So it cannot be understated. So you probably do have, sadly, because it's so common, you probably do have some people around you that do suffer from this. And I'm just saying, it's really important to keep your radar up for what they need, and give them the company and the love and the attention and the dialogue that keeps them going until they can get into a place where they can actually enjoy being themselves, enjoy life, and appreciate that. Some people need that help before they can feel like that. And it's really important that we give that to them. Okay. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, everybody.